A bit of refreshing news for us, but for well-meaning Nigerians, the people of Onitsha North, and everyone that believes in justice, equity, and fairness. Justina Amaka Azuka as the House of Assembly member of Onitsha North Constituency 1. She contested under African Democratic Congress, the ADC, the new coalition that has been adopted by Mr. Peter Obi. Now, this news is refreshing in several forums, and we're going to be talking about it. But first of all, why are we having by-election? The by-election was done on the 16th of August 2025. That was on Saturday, and it was conducted in 16 states of the Federation. A by-election is a special election held to fill a vacant elective position in the legislative or other public offices before the end of the original term. It occurs when a seat becomes vacant due to reasons such as death, resignation, removal, or disqualification of the incumbent. The essence of a by-election is to ensure continuous representation of a constituency, maintaining the democratic process, and preventing a gap in governance. Like I said, the election was conducted across 12 states in Nigeria to fill 16 vacant seats in the Senate, House of Representatives, and the State Houses of Assembly. The elections involve approximately 3,553,659 registered voters in 32 local government areas, 356 ward, and 6,987 polling units. 2 senatorial positions were filled up. For instance, in Anambra South Senatorial District, there was an election that was conducted to fill the vacant position due to the death of Senator Ifeanyi Ubah. In Edo Central Senatorial District, an election was done to fill the vacant position due to the resignation of Senator Monday Okpebolo, who contested the governorship election of Edo State. Elections were also conducted to fill positions in the Federal House of Representatives. There were elections in Babura Gaki Federal Constituency in Jigawa State due to the death of the incumbent Isa Dongoyaro, and there was also an election in Chinko Kajuru Federal Constituency in Kaduna State due to the death of the incumbent Ekene Adams. There was also an election in Ibadan North Federal Constituency due to the death of the incumbent Honorable Musuludin Olaide. In the State House constituency, Onitsha North precisely, which is where we'll be focusing on, an election was also done to fill the vacant position of the Onitsha North 1 state constituency due to the death of the incumbent, Honorable Azuka. Now, there is something profound about his death. This man was representing Onitsha North constituency in the Anambra State House of Assembly as a Labour Party member. He was kidnapped and murdered in Anambra State by his adopters. So an election was held to fill the vacant position, and various political parties were jostling to fill the position that was left by a man that was murdered in a state. Even the governor of Anambra State, Charles Soludo, mocked the slain House of Assembly member.
The House of Assembly. I get my election August 16 for Onitsha North constituency. Okay? Then November 8th, I have been called.
That video is very pathetic to watch. I mean, I don't even understand what is happening to Governor Charles Soludo. He is so insensitive and he talks so careless. You are the chief security officer of Anambra State, and under your watch, a House of Assembly member was kidnapped. He spent some days in the camp of his adopters, and the state government couldn't do anything to release him. Maybe because he represents another political party. That's the kind of politics we play in Nigeria. And he was summarily executed by his adopters. Until date, nobody has been arrested. Nobody has been paraded. The people that killed Honorable Azuka are still walking freely on the street of Anambra State. But the governor was bold enough to carry someone else to go and campaign to fill the vacant position of a politician that was murdered under his watch. If there was any humanity left in Governor Charles Soludo, he would not even have allowed his party to contest in that election. He would have gone all out to support the person that was representing the slain honorable. He should have seen the death of that politician as his own responsibility and understands that he fails in his responsibility in protecting the life of Ndi Anambra. Not only did he ask his party to contest, he also went in the campaign ground to mock a slain politician. Not only did he mock a slain politician, he did it in the most despicable, inhuman way, referring to him as a dead man. Well, because of the by-election that was scheduled to take place, the wife of the slain politician, Justina Amaka Azuka, decided to step in and fill the void that was left by her husband. She decided to contest that election. She was supposed to contest under Labour Party, but because of the internal crisis in the Labour Party, INEC refused to recognize the list that was submitted by Julius Abure-led National Working Committee. This means that Labour Party candidates were not represented in this by-election. So the woman contested under African Democratic Congress, ADC, the new coalition party that was adopted by Mr. Peter Obi. Peter Obi ensured that he campaigned vigorously for this woman. He took her around the world in Anambra State campaigning for her, held her by the hand, advertised on his social media platform asking the people to support her and other ADC members that were contesting across the country. As you can see here, the result has not been officially announced, but Dr. Mo, we all know he's a very respected person in Mr. Peter Obi inner circle. Dr. Mo announced that Honorable Justina Azuka has won the Onitsha North 1 constituency in the Anambra State House of Assembly. This incident is almost like the same incident we had in Enugu State during the general election in 2023. The Labour Party candidate for Enugu East senatorial election, Oyibochukwu, was murdered barely 3 days to the senatorial election. He was a Labour Party candidate and he was contesting against, the person, Chimaroke Nnamani, former governor of Enugu State, and the senator representing Enugu East senatorial district on the National Assembly. This man was murdered because he was the favorite. The wave of Mr. Peter Obi swept through the southeast. Because of his death, the election was rescheduled for 2 weeks. His younger brother, Kevin Chibuzochukwu, was nominated to replace his elder brother. And in just 2 weeks of preparation, this man, a 2-week-old politician, defeated a seasoned politician, a seasoned career politician in the person of Chimaroke Nnamani. We are talking about an incumbent that has been on the floor of the National Assembly. We are talking about someone that ruled Enugu State for 8 years. A 2-week-old politician defeated him because of the wave of Mr. Peter Obi. So this is the same scenario we are experiencing in Anambra State. This didn't just happen in a political party that is well known in Anambra State, but in a relatively unknown ADC. Like how will you expect ADC to win an election in Anambra State? This all points to the political weight, to the political pull, to the political wave of one man, Mr. Peter Obi. Anywhere he goes, his influence is far-reaching. He did it in Labour Party, and now he's doing it in ADC, a political party that most Nigerians are not even aware exists. Is winning an election in Anambra State, defeating Abga. It shows that Mr. Peter Obi is the man of the moment. It shows that Mr. Peter Obi is the man that Nigerians listen to. If not because Mr. Peter Obi stepped in and held the woman by the hand, campaigning for her, asking people to vote for her, there is absolutely no way that woman would have won that election. Not when we have someone like Chukwuma Charles Soludo on board. Not when we have so much vote buying across the federation. We're going to talk about that in a separate video because it seems like the new template they are going to use ahead of the 2027 general election is vote buying. They have succeeded in reducing the purchasing power of the people. They have succeeded in creating hunger, starvation, and poverty. They have succeeded in reducing the quality of life of the people. All of this was in their desperate bid to buy off the voice and the votes of the people, and that is what they are showing in this by-election. But despite the vote buying, despite everything that they tried to do in Anambra State, this woman, an ADC candidate, emerged victorious due to the presence of Mr. Peter Obi. Mr. Peter Obi is already showing his capabilities and what he can bring to the table to the ADC-led coalition. For your information, Anambra State was not the only state that this by-election was conducted. For instance, I mentioned Kaduna State in the Chico Federal House of Representatives. Malam Nasir El-Rufai is from Kaduna State and is also part of this ADC-led coalition. He also had a candidate in ADC that he campaigned for, but he did not win the election. APC won in Kaduna State. If Malam Nasir El-Rufai has the pull and popularity just like Mr. Peter Obi, he would have won in Kaduna State, but he did not. So it is not by asking for the presidential ticket to be given to you because you are from the north or you have the money to buy off delegate. But what are you going to bring to the table? That is what you should be asking. Of all the politicians in the ADC, look at what Mr. Peter Obi is already doing. Mr. Peter Obi has the capabilities to bring voters to the table. Mr. Peter Obi has the capabilities to energize young voters across the country, to captivate the minds of voters to believe in the ADC and the message the ADC is bringing. Only Mr. Peter Obi has the ability to convince millions of young Nigerians to vote for the ADC. This is not just word of mouth. This is what he has done before, and this is what he is doing. And I'm still wondering why the ADC is yet to recognize that their best candidate so far for the 2027 presidential election is Mr. Peter Obi. I am sure they understand this, because there is no politician in Nigeria that do not know the worth of Mr. Peter Obi, not after what he did in 2023 presidential election. Maybe they are not ready for 2027 election. Maybe they are just there as a political party to fill the gap, to make a name, to ensure that they attract billions into their fold through sales of nomination form. Because if they are seriously interested in defeating Bola Ahmed Tinubu in 2027, then the thing they should be doing right now is to ensure that they do everything possible to convince Mr. Peter Obi to become their presidential candidate. They should not even allow Mr. Peter Obi to ask them for that ticket. They should have rushed and given him the ticket, because he's the only one that has the ability to defeat Bola Ahmed Tinubu, to win millions of votes for the ADC. He did it for the Labour Party. He has done it for ADC in Anambra State, and he will do it on the national platform. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video.